me, Thanos!
Marvel movies are usually made for everyone, but some details might fly over kids' heads. The superhero genre has exploded with countless films in the past 20 years. The early 2000s saw Fox and Sony hit big with Marvel flicks, but it was Marvel Studios that really kicked things off in 2008. These big-budget blockbusters mostly aim to please all ages for maximum success. As these franchises have evolved and fans have grown up, Marvel movies have started sneaking in more mature moments, jokes, and references. Apart from Deadpool and Wolverine, they're still kid-friendly overall, but younger viewers might miss some of the subtle nods and humor meant for adults. 1. In Avengers 1, 2, and 3, Tony Stark cracks jokes about erectile dysfunction. In the first Avengers movie, Tony talks to Loki about performance issues with a score of 1 out of 5. In Avengers 2, he reassures Clint Barton that it's okay if you can't get it up. And in Avengers 3, when Bruce Banner struggles to transform into the Hulk, Tony tells Ebony Maw that his friend is having performance issues. Did anyone else catch these jokes? Was there another one like this in Avengers 4? Let me know what you guys think about this. 2. In different international versions of Captain America the Winter Soldier, Steve Rogers' notebook features cultural references tailored to each region. For example, in the US version, you'll find nods to Steve Jobs and Thai food. In the UK version, references include the Beatles and the 1966 World Cup final. The French version includes nods to France '99 and Louis de Funès. To know this, you have to be adult. Otherwise, you won't understand the importance of these lists and how close people are to them. 3. In Loki, our favorite Marvel aliens, Loki and Sylvie, find themselves facing off with a couple of soldiers who definitely aren't fans of theirs. When they need to sneak onto a train in Episode 3 of the Disney Plus show, they encounter these two soldiers named Hicks and Hudson. Thanks to Sylvie's enchantment skills, our mischievous aliens manage to outwit them. Interestingly, these soldiers share names with characters from the Aliens franchise who famously had a strong dislike for aliens. Loki and Sylvie lucked out with these versions being a bit more manageable than their namesakes. 4. In She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, Bruce Banner cringes as his cousin Jennifer Walters reveals her obsession with Captain America. She theorizes about Steve's love life and even has his rear end as her phone background. The MCU characters, including Tony Stark and Ant-Man, also notice this fascination. 5. In Ant-Man and the Wasp, Lawrence Fishburne enters the Marvel Universe as Professor Bill Foster. When Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne visit Hank Pym's former colleague, they find him teaching a class with a chalkboard full of formulas. Sharp-eyed viewers might catch the word Matrix on the board behind him. While it's a genuine math term, it also nods playfully to Fishburne's iconic role as Morpheus in the Matrix movies. If we ponder further, we might wonder if the MCU exists within that AI-controlled virtual reality. In such a scenario, would Professor Foster choose the red pill or the blue pill? 6. In Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder, it was a blast seeing beloved actors play out the tragedy of Loki of Asgard as an amateur Asgardian troupe. There's some fun backstory to these cameos too. Matt Damon's knack for playing Loki in the Thor movies might be because he'd already portrayed the character in Kevin Smith's film Dogma. And did you notice the Asgardian actor who plays Thor looks suspiciously like Chris Hemsworth? Well, that's not just good casting, it's Luke Hemsworth, adding a delightful twist to the role. Seems like Loki couldn't resist a bit of fourth wall fun with his casting choices. 7. In Ant-Man, Marvel delighted superfans with a fun cameo. Garrett Morris, who portrayed Ant-Man in a humorous SNL skit back in 1979, made a surprise appearance. In the MCU film, Scott Lang, still figuring out his suit, crashes onto a car roof after a mishap. The driver of that car? Garrett Morris himself. It's a cool nod to his earlier role, and this time, he's probably relieved that Ant-Man's powers weren't treated as a joke. 8. In Avengers Infinity War, Anthony and Joe Russo, now famous Marvel directors, pay homage to their past projects, including Arrested Development. Fans of the Bluth family will spot a unique collector's item, a blue-skinned, mustachioed man in cut-off jeans inside the collector's display cases. This character is a playful nod to Tobias Funke, the never-nude and Blue Man Group enthusiast from Arrested Development. It's one of those hidden details that makes a collector's heart skip a beat and promises to be a valuable piece of MCU trivia in the future. 9. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, Marvel continues its tradition of rewarding dedicated fans who stay through the credits. But hidden at the end, even die-hard viewers might have missed a humorous disclaimer: no raccoons or tree creatures were harmed during the making of this feature. The same cannot be said for handlers of said raccoons and tree creatures. It's a playful nod to the care taken with Rocket and Groot, despite the hazards they pose with Groot's branches and Rocket's sharp wit. 10. In Captain America: The First Avenger, Howard Stark shows off various shield designs to Steve Rogers, quipping that Hydra won't attack you with pocket knives. It's a snarky remark meant in jest, but ironically, a Hydra agent does attempt to stab Captain America later in the film. It's a quick joke that might fly under the radar on first viewing, but it's a rewarding detail for viewers who catch these small dialogue moments. Thanks to Howard's sarcastic foresight, Cap learns to always be prepared for surprises from Hydra, even if they involve pocket knives. 11. In Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder, Marvel sets up an elaborate rock-paper-scissors joke through Korg's adventures. In Ragnarok, Korg jokes about a failed revolution because he didn't print enough pamphlets. Paper beats rock. He later accidentally stomps on his friend Meek, who has blades for hands. Rock beats scissors. In Love and Thunder, the joke continues with Korg's rock god, Ninny Nonny, sitting on a throne of scissors. While rock clearly dominates, fans are still waiting for Meek to complete the scissors and beats paper part of this playful MCU joke. 12. In She-Hulk Attorney at Law, Jennifer Walters' innocent job hunt after being fired uncovers some hilarious internet gems. A tab titled Find Ant-Man hints at a daily Where's Waldo-style game with a superhero twist. A headline about a man with metal claws in a bar fight obviously brings to mind a certain mutant brawler, but the most amusing headline of all involves a giant statue of a man sticking out of the ocean. It seems like someone finally noticed the celestial Tiamat turned into marble by Circe and the Eternals, left casually floating in the sea. Did they really think no one would notice? 13. In Spider-Man: Homecoming, Michelle is seen reading Of Human Bondage, a book about an orphan boy who is sent to live with his aunt and uncle. The book was published in 1915, and if you are not an adult, you won't notice as the book is not as popular as it once was. 14. In Captain America: Winter Soldier, Nick Fury's grave includes the fake Bible verse from Ezekiel 25:17. The line was also quoted by Samuel L. Jackson's character in Pulp Fiction, which was released in 1994. 15. In Spider-Man: Homecoming, Aunt May's license plate reads AMF 1562. This is a reference to the first appearance of Spider-Man in the comic Amazing Fantasy 15, which was released in 1962. 16. In Thor, you can spy Walter Simonson sitting next to Sif. Simonson famously wrote and often illustrated Thor comic books from 1983 to 1987. 17. In The Avengers, Tony Stark wears a Black Sabbath t-shirt, a nod to the band that sings the song Iron Man. Black Sabbath is an English rock band formed in Birmingham in 1968, and they are often cited as pioneers of heavy metal music. 18. In No Way Home, the three Spider-Men not only save the day, but also bond over relatable middle-aged backaches. Tobey Maguire's chill Peter, Andrew Garfield's existential crises, and Tom Holland's teenage rage blend humor and heroics into a sitcom-worthy adventure. It's oddly comforting to see even superheroes gripe about middle back stuff, reminding us that even Spidey isn't immune to aging pains, just like every adult in the real world. 19. As a recurring gag, the Avengers reprimand each other whenever somebody curses. like Captain America did to Iron Man while attacking Baron Strucker's Hydra base. 20. Marvel movies feature countless battles, whether epic climaxes, villainous skirmishes, or hero clashes. However, the impact of these battles varies widely. Some battles, like Sokovia's destruction in Avengers: Age of Ultron or the Johannesburg duel, emphasize collateral damage and civilian casualties. Iron Man even checks for civilians before using a skyscraper in South Africa. Yet many battles disregard collateral damage entirely. The Battle of New York in Avengers, for instance, likely caused significant casualties, but focuses on defeating Chitauri soldiers. Hulk's smashing and Thor's Mjolnir summoning similarly wreak havoc without regard for bystanders. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for diving into these hidden Marvel details with me today. Which of these adult-oriented Easter eggs surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Marvel updates. Until next time, stay tuned and stay entertained.